Hello everyone and welcome back to Lucky Loaders 15, where I'll be giving you 4 of my best bets for tomorrow's horse racing action. Now before we get stuck into those tips for tomorrow, I've just got a couple of things to go through with you. First of all, just quickly recap on how our selections ran today. In the end, it was a good day for us as we came out with some profit. We tipped up Dream Today at 5-1 last night for Jamie Osborne. Just got his head in front, and I believe that was the horse's first victory for nearly 2 years, so pleased to see him back in the winner's enclosure. He'd been running some good races of late and he deserved to get his head back in front. And also as well, our 2 each way selections came in. Percy Prosecco, that was our long shot, advertised at 9-1 each way. That horse finished in 2nd place. And also as well, our other extra tip, Storm Home, who we also recommended each way at Newton Abbot at 8-1, was able to finish in a respectable 3rd place. So it was a good day there. The only disappointments were our next best, Captain Cochran, who was running on the wrong part of the track. I think you can put a line through that run, so I'll forgive him that performance. And then our nap, Omnivega, was a non-runner at Newcastle, and that was a little bit disappointing there because I really fancied him to go well and there was a lot of money around for him, but I explained why he was a non-runner a little bit later on in this video, so I've already given a little clue there. So that's just the recap there. Also as well, I just want to mention that I'm going to be promoting the Telegram group again. Now a couple of months ago I launched a Telegram group with a couple of mates where you could share your best bets, and we would put out some other bets of ours as well that we fancy to run well. We're going to be starting it up again, and instead of you chipping in with your best bets, we're going to be controlling what we put out there, and we've collaborated with a couple of other people that work in the industry, and we're going to put up a selection each. So we might do like a little accumulator, a double or a treble, something like that. And also as well, we might put in like an extra long shot or a lay of the day, something like that. And if you want to be part of it, just click in the link below, and that'll take you to the Telegram group. And if you haven't got Telegram on your phone or whatever device you use, it's dead simple. It's a bit like WhatsApp. And you just download it and you'll just get messages to it, and that's all you got to do. Just click the link below and you just follow the instructions. So that's all I've got to say about that. But anyway, let's get into the tips for tomorrow. That's all you want to know about if you're watching this video, to see if we can continue our good form in September. And we're actually going to be starting with my nap tomorrow, which runs in the 155 at Kempton, and that is Omnivega. Now this horse was due, like I said, to run at Newcastle today, but he was declared a non-runner. And going to Kempton is no bad thing, to be honest with you. He's a course specialist there. He's had a couple of wins. And if you actually go back to his penultimate start when he won at Kempton, he beat a horse of Brian Meehan's called Cepheus. Now Cepheus is now rated 96 and Omnivega is rated 90. And I had to give him a stone, or pretty much a stone in weight that day. I had to give so much weight away because he was getting the 3-year-old allowances, and also as well he was off a much lower handicap mark. And then last time we saw him, he ran at Ascot when he finished in 4th place, running on really strongly, and he was a big eye catcher that day. And for tomorrow, I think he's got a good chance in this race, to be honest with you. Winner Clock is the one he's got to beat, but I still think, despite having to give away weight, he's well handicapped off a mark of 90, and I could see Winner Clock going forward. He was up there with the pace last time out, and Omnivega is a horse that likes a strong pace to get into the race. Jamie Spencer as well, but to ride, who's a master normally at these tactics of coming off a strong pace and often travelling into the race really well. And I could just see the race feeding into Jamie Spencer's hands tomorrow. And I think at 13-8, this horse has got a little bit of juice left in that price even, and I wouldn't be at all surprised maybe if the market is still strong with him tomorrow, maybe to go off maybe 5-4, 6-5, those kind of prices. I could see the money still coming for him. So on the Vega, not the most original selection, carrying it on basically over from today is going to be the nap tomorrow, and I'm hoping he can get another course win at Kempton. We then go with my long shot of the day, which runs in the 345 at Doncaster with a horse called Mayfair Spirit for Callum Shepherd and Charlie Fellows. You can currently back this horse at 16-1 each way. That price is available with Betfair, who are offering 4 places on the race. Now this horse has been running quite well this season, has been improving, and only just makes it in here tomorrow at the bottom of the weights. But I thought a lot of the horses at the top of the weights in this handicap were quite exposed now, and they didn't really have much more to offer off their mark. And I still think Mayfair Spirit might have a little bit more to give. Now, last time we saw this horse, it ran in a race at Newmarket over 1.5 miles on the July course, and the race has worked out not too bad because the horse it beat that day, one of the horses, was Rhythmic Intent, and he went on to win a race at Newbury, and he ran a respectable race in the old Borough Cup at Haydock at the weekend. And if you go before that, he won on his penultimate start quite comfortably at Windsor, so he has been improving, and dropping him down to 10 furlongs tomorrow I think won't be a bad thing at all. I can see the likes of Sky Defender being up there making the run, you know, and it's not always a good thing at Doncaster, especially with that long straight, to go towards the front early on and try and make cool, because it's a long way home and it can often set up for the closers. And I think Mayfair Spirit tomorrow at 16-1 is a little bit of a dangerous player here and is underestimated, and I just think the way the race could be run at a strong pace, which there's bound to be, would definitely suit this horse. And with a nice low racing weight of 8 stone 8, I could see this horse going very well, and an each way price I think at 16-1, that represents a little bit of good value. So that is going to be my long shot in the 345 at Doncaster. We then don't have to wait too long with my other tip tomorrow, which is going to be my extra tip, which runs in the 415 at Doncaster with Ebar Gunn, currently back at 4-1 at the moment for James Gormley and Tim Easterby. Now, this horse last season was becoming quite a nice sprinter in some handicaps. He finished in the frame in some of the big sprint handicaps at some of the major festivals, such as York, for example. He finished 4th there. He finished 4th as well in the Epsom Dash last year, off a much higher mark, off a mark of 88. He's now £10 lower, off a mark of 78, and he hadn't really been shown too much earlier this season, but last time was a little bit more like it at Thirsk, where he ran his best race for some time. And I just think the track at Doncaster tomorrow could suit him, and if he runs anywhere near that level tomorrow, maybe just takes a little bit of a step forward from that run, I can see him being a really dangerous player tomorrow. And Tim Easterby's stable have been in good form despite having loads of runners. They're actually going pretty well. If you actually looked at if you didn't look at the amount of runners they've been having and looked at the amount of winners, they've had 11 winners in the last fortnight, so by their standards, that's actually not bad for them. And I just think this horse, Ebar Gunn, it was a lot more like it last time, and I just think he will be a bit more forward tomorrow, and I could see the race playing into his hands. He likes to be up the pace, and that's something I think you do have to be with. I know I said you don't want to be up with the pace at Doncaster. I think over the longer trips you don't, but over the sprint, I think sometimes you want to be a bit more prominent, because sometimes you do get a few hard luck stories, especially in those sprints. So for me, Ebar Gunn 4-1, that's going to be the extra tip tomorrow, and I think he's down to a mark now where he can be winning again. We then go with my next best, which runs in the 7:15 at Wolverhampton with a horse called Boss Power for Sylvester de Souza and Sir Michael Stout. Now, I'm recording this video just after 7 o'clock, and you can currently back him at 9-4, and I thought that was quite a generous price for this horse. I was expecting him to be a lot shorter, around about a 6-4 shot, because I think he's potentially still very well handicapped off a mark of 78. Now, last time we saw him, he was a little bit disappointing maybe to some people when he could only manage a 4th place finish at Newmarket, but that race has got a little bit of substance to it. It has already produced a winner with Indigo Lake winning at Newcastle this evening, so the form's looking quite good there, and there was a lot of nice promising horses in that race that day. And I just think in this company tomorrow, he's well treated, getting a 3-year-old allowance, and also as well, like I said, off his mark of 78. Sylvester's been riding really well at the moment, had a treble at Windsor on Monday, and Sir Michael Stout's team have been taken over with some winners as well, so jockey and trainer are in good form. And also as well, if you went back to the win 2 starts ago at Yarmouth, the form's worked out not too bad, because the 2nd place horse, David Simcox, Caledonia Crusade I think it is, has gone and won since at Lingfield. So yeah, the form there doesn't look too bad, and I think Boss Power with the King Power colours, they would be expecting a little bit more to come from him. So a 9-4, I think that's good value there, and I, like I said, was expecting him to be a lot more shorter than he currently is. So I just quickly run through the tips for tomorrow. And the 155, the nap is going to be Omnivega, 13 to 8, win only bet. The long shot is in the 345 at Doncaster with Mayfair Spirit at 16 to 1 each way, 4 places. The extra tip is in the 415 at Doncaster with Ebar Gunn, 4 to 1, win only bet. And then the last tip, my next best, runs in the 715 at Wolverhampton with Boss Power, currently 9 to 4, and that is a win only bet. So they're the tips for tomorrow's horse racing action. If you haven't done so already, please make sure you hit the subscribe button for more videos here on my YouTube channel. Also as well, you can follow me on Twitter where my handle is @LuckyLoader15. And if you want to find out a little bit more about myself, why don't you check out my website, which is www.chrisloaderracing.co.uk. So please gamble responsibly. Hopefully we can have some winners tomorrow, and we'll be seeing you soon.